Hey guys, James Wilson-Taylor here for Rock Sound, backstage in London, Basement headlining this evening, joined now by Andrew and Alex. How are you guys?
Hey man, what's up?
Good, thank you. How are you?
Good. Very good to see you guys. It's nice to have you back in town. And let's just dive right in. This new album of yours, you know we've been enjoying it. Talk me through the title, first of all. That's the kind of first interesting entry point. Where did that come from?
Thank you. We were coming up with ideas for names for songs, and as we were going through the lyrics, we were all sitting around a kitchen table, and we were trying to work out what the songs were about to name the songs, and there was this kind of ongoing theme about self-reflection. And I think it was Duncan was like, what about like beside myself? Or maybe it was Ronan, I can't remember, as in maybe you are beside yourself looking at yourself, self-reflection, or like maybe you're completely overtaken with some kind of emotion that you're beside yourself. And we're like, oh, it just sounds really nice and it fits. And then it was one of the quickest decisions I feel like we all stuck with. Usually we'll come up with like a few ideas and it'll take us a long time for us to go, I don't know, is that it? But I think from pretty early on we were pretty set on it.
Yeah. I like the idea that you could be beside yourself with like anger or like sadness. There's like any kind of strong emotion, and I never thought about it like that. So it like kind of takes on multiple meanings again with like the self-reflection or like different ways you interpret the record. And
it seems to fit very well, particularly with all the topics like you've just kind of hinted at there. But what I find quite interesting is that yes, there are heavier topics involved in the record, and it's quite an intense listen at times, very like satisfyingly so. But the recording process, I know we chatted to the mag about this as well. That sounds like the most fun environment you could possibly record something in.
It was absolutely incredible.
Talk to me about Cali.
Well, like Los Angeles is like almost like a fake town, because it's like it's so incredible and everyone there is so beautiful and you just feel like you're an ugly goblin walking around sort of thing. But we were in this incredible house and we recorded in this amazing studio with this old Neve console with two amazing people who were so supportive and helpful and creative, and it was a dream experience. It was so amazing.
It was awesome.
It's one of my fondest memories, and I love like remembering it, and I wish I was back there doing it because it was so much fun.
Yeah, I felt like we had like a little minivan. I was like the dad driver, you know. So like every day I'd like round up the troops. We'd all get in the minivan, drive, get like acai bowls and coffee, and then go to the
very LA.
Yeah, that's very LA. I was gonna say you guys have changed, man.
Yeah, big time.
There it is.
I'm back on porridge now. It's okay.
But it was awesome, and just like sitting out and just having the weather and just the surroundings is just next level. It was awesome.
No, I can imagine.
I feel like the record could be completely different if we recorded it like in like grey London or something.
It's true. Yeah, it must. No, but did you feel like it really must have affected the vibe? Surely.
Yeah,
100%.
I feel like you can't. I mean, there was days when I was down and I felt bad, but being able to sit outside in like glorious temperature and there'd be this big dog sitting next to you chilling out. It was really cool.
What's the dog's name? What's her name?
All my days.
Alex
I just had a brain moment where I just can't remember.
We'll input it here.
Yeah, I was going to say, we'll find out. I'll get a text me later on and we'll shout out the dog later on when this actually goes live. It'll work very, very well. I want to talk to you. It's interesting. I was chatting with Dashboard Confessional recently, obviously label mates with you guys now, which is awesome. And he was saying how he's felt since he signed with Fueled by Ramen that there is a kind of family environment. I just wondered, do you guys feel the same way about that?
They are so great. Also, Colin, who produced our record, produced their last record.
Indeed. Nice crossovers.
I know. Fueled by Ramen have been incredible. That's and cool. I mean, our last label was incredible too, but we were excited to make the jump to a bigger label, but obviously nervous because you don't know what it's going to be like. They've been so helpful, so supportive. It is a very, very family environment. On the same level, there's Fueled by Ramen and Roadrunner all in one place, and they all like collaborate and talk to each other every day and hang out and, hey, what are you doing over here? Like, can I help with this? And it's such a great environment, and they're so supportive and really, really cool.
Yeah.
I always look forward going to their studios and offices in New York because we just get to hang out. They bring us like awesome food, and like it's just like a really cool environment, and everyone's really helpful and supportive. And it's like, oh, have you met so and so? I'm like, no. And like we get to meet new people every time, so it's like, and then the people we do know, it's like, hey, what's up? You know, so it is really cool, especially going from somewhere like an independent label like Run for Cover, which was definitely even smaller and like family orientated. This one was just like had the similar vibe, so it wasn't like we were going to something completely different. It was like, oh cool, we're kind of used to this already, so this is like great.
Yeah, and like you said, they do kind of encourage a lot of collaboration, I suppose. Like you say, Colin was on the Dashboard record as well, and working with you guys. Is there anyone else you would be looking to work with, either on the production side or the performance
Paramore.
side? Let's rattle them off.
21 Pilots.
Yeah, we've heard of them.
If Roxanne could do anything to help, I'll stop doing that. No, I mean, we're really lucky. Like, Run for Cover had an amazing roster. and we moved to a label with like some of my favorite bands, Paramore and Def Cab, and I'm not just saying that, are legitimately two of my favorite bands.
Yeah.
So it is still kind of like a pinch yourself thing.
No, it's
to
amazing.
be associated with us.
Yeah, and it's cool to be exposed to something a bit different. And like, I went to a 21 Pilots show in Boston because I just wanted to check it out. I was like, oh, we're label mates. Like, I'll go and check it out. And it was crazy. It was like blew my mind. Like the production and everything. It was like pretty inspiring. Like to see people go that far into like wanting to put something crazy into their production. You know?
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
It's pretty cool. Would love to tour with them.
Yeah. Hey, well, speaking of big tours, my God, you've got some nice plans next year, haven't you, boys?
Yeah.
My word.
Yeah.
Legends upon legends upon legends. So talk to me, first of all, this is the Weezer and Pixies tour, obviously, in the States. Talk to me about the call that you must have received.
Well,
what was that moment like?
Actually, that's twofold.
Oh, really?
Like, because the first kind of idea of an offer coming through was at the end of a conversation that we were having with our management team, and then we were organising something else, and then we were like, hey, our manager was like, oh, by the way, just so you know, like, there's nothing set in stone, but we might be getting an offer from Weezer and Pixies. And we're like, sorry, what do you mean, what? Like, you're just going to tag that on the end?
Yeah.
We had to, like, because we were discussing something else, but we ended up having to reshuffle because we got the offer. And when we got it, we were like, wow, that's amazing. And then the second thing was, they were like, oh, there's one show that you might not be able to get on, and that was Madison Square Garden. And then we found out 2 weeks ago that we got on that show as well. So it's been like incredible. Like, I can't believe we've got this tour. And then I remember I was driving home from Co-op, and because I've been back in the country for like a month, and I was picking up, some donuts from Co-op. And our manager called me and was like, I've got some bad news. And I was like, oh, I've got to pull over, what's going on? And he went, you're going to have to be one of 4 at Madison Square Garden. I was screaming. Actually, it was like ridiculous.
I was there like 2 years ago and saw Radiohead and was just like,
oh,
whoa,
wow,
this show's crazy. Like, I can't even imagine like getting to play a venue like this. And then it's like, you get that call and you're like, wow, I can't believe it.
Yeah.
Until it happens, I keep thinking it's an elaborate joke and that someone's just going to be like, no, we were just joking with you, man. You're not actually on the tour. But yeah, it's really, it's so sick.
And I mean, obviously, you guys, you road tested the material by this point, and, you're touring the UK and playing all your headliners. Does your approach change at all when you're going onto a tour like that? Obviously, it's not strictly your crowd just alone there, and it's some massive big rooms. Does your approach change in that way at all?
Not really. I feel like you kind of don't want to get in the way. We did a tour with Bring Me the Horizon. It was also like our first ever arena tour, so didn't really know what to expect. It was like, we're just going to do what we always do. And it's kind of funny when we don't fit into the mold of like how that world works, because we rocked up with like our cabs, not in flight cases, with like missing handles, and
Everyone
they're like,
complaining.
I was like, sorry, where's the flight case for this? It's like, oh,
you guys got wheels?
Yeah, where are the wheels? We're like, we don't have wheels.
Because
they were like so bummed.
We
like,
put up with it because we usually load it.
Right.
So the fact that every venue had a loaders, and then our problem became their problem. We didn't think of it like that.
Oh, of course.
We were like, oh, this is our burden, we'll just carry it. It doesn't matter. But now they're like, they ain't got wheels.
So it's like small things where we're like, we're just like, we're used to playing like a mix of shows, like, like we get to play some awesome venues like this today in London. Other times we play like small like punk clubs in the US or the UK. So it's kind of crazy that we've played a whole mix of stuff. It's never been like, oh, we're just going to play arenas now. It's like, no, we love playing floor shows. We love playing bigger shows like this, and we're lucky enough to even be able to play arena shows. So I think we'll just do what we always do and just try and put on the best live show we possibly can, and would love it if people respond to that and like it, but at the same time, we're just excited to be given that opportunity. So
incredible experiences and had incredible experience, and look into 2019 and beyond. I mean, obviously this record is kind of brand new that's out there, but how far ahead do you think in terms of new music? Do you plan that far ahead? Have you got little ideas of where you might want to go next in the future?
I mean, I always write. I'm writing always. Right. So like, I don't know.
I took a break from writing, but I have had an idea recently that I haven't even shared with the band yet. But
exclusive rock sounds
right now. We always get the exclusives here at Rock Sound.
I don't know. I was just thinking about doing something completely different that we've never done before. I don't want to go too much into detail. Industrial. It's literally just, but it's more about the way that we'd go about writing a record, and I just would like to try to see what would happen if we did something completely different. So I haven't even shared it with anyone. So just
exclusive.
It's been in my,
proper.
But it's been in my brain, and like it's more the thought of like following it up pretty quickly in a way that's kind of unorthodox, but.
Exciting.
You never know.
Well, fingers crossed. We'll keep an eye out for sure. Guys, really good to chat to you. Have a great rest of the tour.
Thank you
Enjoy
very
all
much.
next year. We'll see you soon. All right, Basement.
Cheers.